Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Ashen Cast, and today we're having a look at a Taric jungle here in North American Grandmaster. And this is going to be one hell of a game. It is Light Rocket on the Taric, jungling for a Renekton in the top lane. In the mid lane, they have a Silas, which gets picked way too much nowadays, might I add. And then in the bot lane, we have the Angry Rubber Ducky, aka Nami, together with Enila, one of the strongest AD carries there is, also one of the most unique ones in the enemy team. Actually, an Ivern jungle. Jungling for a Fiora in the top lane and a Victor in the mid lane, and a Lulu and Jinx, the classic, the good old, the reliable Jinx Lulu bot lane combo. So this Taric jungle is going to be very interesting. You already saw the sneak peek there. There is a Road of Ages in that build path, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. A lot of options for Taric, to be honest. Jak'Sho also not a bad option, not really anything to scoff at either. Both of these supports obviously going to run the blue jungle item, which gives you movement speed, so allows you to hit your stuns faster. For both of them, let's be honest, they don't really need tank stats, they don't really need anything else. And I think for Taric jungle, it's probably going to be just blue start every single game, just because, as you might have noticed, Taric seems to have quite the mana cost, as obviously his abilities or his auto attacks get empowered after casting an ability, so that is exactly what he will do constantly. Alright, so level progression, he is doing quite good. Obviously, you will never see that on Ivern. It's obviously Ivern, very, very unique jungler who kind of starts clearing and then stops clearing and then starts clearing again. So, you know, all of his gold comes in waves. Whereas Taric, you know, I mean, the pick isn't very classic, but very, very normal and most basic jungle experience you can have. We're healing up the Silas passively, actually pretty funny. I like that. As Victor just goes like, how much can this guy heal? Like, what the hell? The hell is that? Alright. Bunch of heals. Also, actually face rush on Taric. Alright. We want to stick onto enemies. The ghost as well. This is going to be a speedy boy. Alright. Red buff has been acquired. 3 minutes and 13 as the ghost will come in. Can we help our team stun onto Ivern? But is it going to be enough? Face rush has been activated, and so he will start just hitting away. Ivern flash has been blown. I think Jinx also had to flash. Jinx actually didn't flash, but it was the Lulu flashed. Jinx actually just died. And just like that, the Scuttle Crab goes on over to the Taric, who could probably double scuttle if he really wanted to, but how important is that to you realistically? Seems to be quite important, as he will do exactly that. Alright, helping out the Ivern as well. Ooh, not a good situation to be in. Yeah, not a good situation to be in as Victor. You just have that Silas with the Taric dashing at you. And good job by Ivern. Picked up the corresponding Scuttle Crab, so no huge lead for the Taric. Ivern has to be very careful with Taric, but you know, still not a great lead for Taric so far. Has to walk back into the range. Camps have been very, very good at or become very, very good at responding to you hitting them. So they don't reset all the way back. They just walk back into the range of their camp and then kind of re-aggro quite quickly, which I absolutely love. 3-in-1 Jinx. Yeah, the good old reliable is striking as Nila and Nami also, you have to add that, right? Nilah and Nami also a little bit more coin flippy, as Nilah just is, right? Nilah just is more coin flippy. And I think one of the best champions against Nilah is probably Lulu. She can, yeah. Besides having good synergies with AD carries, duh, she also can do a very, very solid job against Nilah, polymorphing in vital times and slowing her down and kind of preventing all that Nilah wants to do in team fights. As finally, this Taric is going to recall eventually. It's only level 5, only 6 minutes into the game. First recall. It is going to be the Catalyst of Aeons. 225 health and 300 mana. And we get some movement speed boots. So not really any damage that he did pick up. So I'm assuming he will take quite long in the jungle. His jungle clear should not be that amazing. I would have kind of expected something like a Nesha's Tooth first, and then maybe, you know, a Rod of Ages. But then again, like then Rod of Ages stacks at like what, 30 minutes or something, so also questionable. Chemtech Dragon will be picked up here for the red team, I assume. That's kind of a tough one, because Chemtech Dragon, a very, very valuable dragon to be picking up early on. Gives a whole lot of value. Yeah, Taric doesn't think so. So he is absolutely ready to take the fight to Ivern. And boom! Picks up the kill onto the Chemtech Dragon. Thank you very much for the leash, he says. Are we going to... Nope. No stun available, no chains available. More importantly, obviously, we saw that stun. But enemy bot lane, a little overextended. Stun onto the Jinx will land, and this is a fast Taric. Very speedy boy, as he starts work on the Ivern already, getting Ivern out of range to shield the Jinx as well, and kind of knowing that that kill was secured anyway. Not a bad one. It did work out after all, I guess. But still kind of surprising that without damage. I mean, I want to see his... Goodness. What is that damage, dude? That is absolutely flimsy, dude. That is ridiculous. Taric literally doesn't know damage. Alright. He's going to recall. I can't. It's so weird. It's such a weird build. It's such a weird... It just breaks my mind. Rod of Ages, I would have never... If you put a quiz in front of me, dude, put all the tank items and Rod of Ages onto it, I would have been like... I can say that it is 0% Rod of Ages and then all of the other items. Like, I would have... Low-key, I could have even expected like a Hydra rush. Because you attack quite often, and Hydra is really good at creating base damage, right? So, should absolutely make sense. But, is not what is happening. It is the Rod of Ages build. So, this fucking damage is... Dude, I can't. He just does no damage, man. This is gonna be the most depressing. Like, I would use F keys constantly because I just can't look at the frickin'... I just can't look at it. It's so shameful. You know what I mean? Just like how little damage you do. Oh, it's so annoying. I used to play Fizz in the jungle sometimes, and that was in the more difficult jungle changes as well, or in the time where you know, was a little bit more difficult, and yeah, it's so depressing. Like, look. I mean, it, you know, what can you say? It works out, but it's just so depressing, man. So depressing to like deal 0 damage to jungle camps and just like be hammering onto them. Like, look at this damage. What is this? Homeboy, you need to get Rod of Ages ASAP. And even then, like, you're not going to be that strong either. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the Rod of Ages angle. Obviously, this highly experimental, so before you play this, please look that build up. Kind of see if there are more people playing this, because I think there's a million items that are better on Taric than the freaking Rod of Ages angle. But I mean, it is the Rod of Ages angle after all, so we are just going to embrace it. I mean, yeah, you know, it's a good time to be a single target damage clearer. Because your jungle minion does a really good job at just AoEing down the camp. I still find it funny though. We'll see. So I'm expecting the next recall to be Rod of Ages. So we will see if his clear improves a little bit. I don't know a lot about Taric because I mean, I know, yeah, I mean, he's even maxing his Q. So he's even maxing his Q. So he is realistically not going to do that much damage. I don't know. Maybe his auto attacks scale with bonus magic damage dependent on like his items. Or you just go for that. Or you just build this literally to increase your dazzle and your freaking heal. Still non-existent, dude. What am I watching, man? Oh, this guy is literally building Rod of Ages. I love it. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 player, man. Absolutely. Absolutely outrageous, this build. Alright, so I assume that we are going to be taking on the dragon pretty soon anyway, right? Maybe not, actually. It's not looking too favorable here. Kill onto Victor will be picked up. Silas. Looking to cause more trouble. Looking to cause more trouble, less. Taric is just dealing like 3 damage, man. I mean, later on, you just have a Neela with 2 supports that is invulnerable and running at the enemy team. So what could be so bad about it, right? It doesn't really matter what you build as Taric. Your ultimate will still be there, but I still find this absolutely hysterical. Like, I don't know. The Rod of Ages is kind of breaking me a little bit. Which doesn't happen that often in casts. You might have noticed. A lot of the time I don't really you know, there isn't really that much that leaves me this speechless, but absolutely this Taric build, so that is very, very interesting. He just does no damage. But it's totally fine. I mean, at least he attacks quickly, right? Yeah, I also don't feel that I mean, his dazzle damage did increase. So, yeah, see? His dazzle damage increased. So that's at least something. I think if he gets Nash's Tooth now, then he does a lot of damage. Because then his auto attacks scale for the extra damage that his Rod of Ages gives him as well. So then that's a whole different story. But okay, quite. I mean, sure, use Taric ult to clear Daisy. I could get behind that, honestly. My plays look very similar a lot of the time. Goodness me, Taric. Get some damage, man. This is ridiculous. Well, he has been staying up on his jungle clearing, to be honest, though. So it seems that he is finding the time. He's doing okay on that. Alright, Victor gonna be stunned. The ghost coming through. Is Taric just tanking all the frickin' chain chompers? Ooh, that's a shutdown picked up by Fiora. How did this Taric even get a shutdown? I mean, I guess he was part of a lot of kills. Yeah, I mean, he's not poor by any means. And then, because we needed more movement speed, and we're obviously getting a Deadman's Plate as well, because obviously, right? What we are lacking is not damage, no. It's movement speed. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the Rod of Ages, I will be honest with you. But I think it's a Bard issue, where it's like, whatever you build on the character, he still remains strong. It doesn't really matter, like, you can pretty much build anything. Yeah, tree definitely down. Tree so down that once tree regrows, tree instantly down again. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, well, questionable build by this Taric, but I mean, you know, his jungling is definitely working out, so, you know, can't say anything against that. It is also a little bit of an ode to just basics, jungle basics, because it's like, this is, you know, Warwick does the same, but better, but Warwick pretty much does a similar thing, right? So far, there hasn't been any crazy good ultimate, right? There's just been like a little bit of CC, I suppose, and very little damage. But yeah, this is just like super basics of jungling. As goodness me, this Jinx is just absolutely lighting him up. Herald will be taken down. 0-7 Victor. Goodness me, dude. Someone save this Victor. I mean, I know games like this, where it's like, you go 0-7, you're still top damage. I don't think he's going to be top damage, because this Jinx is absolutely popping off. But still, like... I recently had a game where I went like, what? Like 3-8 or something? Still at top damage. It's just sometimes you feel inspired to play very aggressively, and then you die a lot as Victor, because... turns out that without any dashes, you don't have any dashes. So, you know, that can be rough. But absolutely gorgeous. This Taric skin. Absolutely amazing. Alright, Deadman's Plate has been acquired. Deadman's Plate has been acquired. Also, I feel like the one camp recall is a thing. Like, I feel like I see this so many times that people actually recall with one little eggy, one little cookie remaining for their egg, I guess, or the jungle item thingamajob, the thingamabob. All right, smite by the Taric. Taric has 2 smite charges, so he should be fine for the dragon. Hasn't used his ghost yet, so hasn't even reached his final form. As we will just force ourselves onto the enemy team. Actually, invincibility not picked up by Reddington, who will barely not go down. And this Taric is in danger of dying to the Jinx. Jinx been able to resist all the all-in here. But then finally, the Sylas will pick up a kill onto her, as Daisy is just standing there watching and laughing at her former master. And Sylas once again showing that he can do ultimates. And even better than the original one. Sometimes. Not always. I mean, Syndra ultimate definitely is a case of Sylas not quite getting the gist of the champion. Or of the ultimate. But I mean, yeah, would be a little bit too strong anyway. So, dragon picked up here. And also, this build by the side is actually a very smart build. Someone that knows how important AP stats are on Sylas. Sylas, one of these champions that just wants magic damage, because it makes him so much stronger than any other, you know, type of stuff that you could get. And then obviously Everfrost is ridiculously strong on Sylas. Sylas also cute with Rod of Ages, but I mean, let's be honest. You're not gonna beat an Everfrost. Not really. Rod of Ages specifically really good at Rise, right? Of course. Because on Rise, all of the stats count 2 times, right? The mana and the AP at least. And the HP definitely does count as well. Oh, Jinx going to be stunned. And that is not a kill pickup onto the Jinx, who is going to be able to resist. Once again, Luluult comes through. And the Iron Shield, as Neela is going to get stunned. Taric actually did not commit to this as well, with ultimate still available. Quite unfortunate situation. I think Neela just misread that and expected there to be a lot more, because I think that Taric probably didn't have his ultimate here. Gotta be using... I mean, yeah. I don't know. Let me show you something. Okay. Creepy. Alright, I mean, Taric ultimate's still kind of available. But, yeah, okay. It is going to be absolutely great as a kill picked up onto the Jinx and onto her little Pixie support. I mean, Pixie actually the name of Lulu's support, I guess. Still. My point stands. The bot lane goes down. And the Baron goes over to the blue team. Unless the Ivern Miracle steal. But I mean, Ivern really not that good at stealing Barons. So yeah, probably not the best chances here. Wise as he is, he doesn't even try. You know who does? Victor. 0 and 8. Thank you very much for watching today's Victor cast. Now, what did you call it? There was like this subreddit which was called, I think, Vayne Spotting or something, where bad Vayne players were like kind of filmed and put on there. It sounds so toxic once you talk about it. Well, it is what it is. That used to be a thing. That's just a testament to how far we've come as a community, right? And before someone shows me that there's that Reddit now is still a thing, and now it's like a thing for Yasuo or something. Okay, Sante. I mean, the Rod of Ages is just so weird to me. Like, I understand the fact that Rod of Ages kind of gives you all that you want. And so it's just the strongest item when it comes to like base stats. But that's like once you reach full build. Like, I don't think the idea behind this build is to reach full build behind this pick. I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe it actually kind of is. Because I mean, Taric, definitely one of those supports that's amazing. And then if you play Taric in the jungle, that means that you always have a second support. Well, not always, but most of the time, right? And so you can really create some very, very atrocious AD carry situations. I mean, imagine this Jinx had the Lulu and then the Taric in the jungle, you know, instead of the Ivern. Taric definitely a little bit more powerful versus something like the Renekton and stuff. Taric getting to work on Daisy, dealing absolutely negative damage. And Jinx is absolutely feeling herself. Gotta be a little bit careful though. Obviously Fiora is pushing the bottom lane, so they know that Renekton has to be somewhere around there. And here's the Nami ultimate. Oh, going out, which means a dragon pickup here for the red team. Actually pretty good. Taric going to hit his ghost now. This is a little bit late. Doesn't really have an angle, and now there's no ghost available. Like, what? This is going to be interesting. Neela obviously can take the Taric ultimate, and the enemy team decided not to take the dragon. So the dragon is not taken, I guess. Which is an unfortunate situation. Oh, that means Hextech Dragon Soul goes over to the blue team. Kind of questionable plays there, honestly. I would have expected that red team definitely flips the dragon there. I mean, it's a better chance than just giving it up right away. But I mean, you know, it's also Grandmaster, so it's totally fine. And also, I'm not Grandmaster, so maybe I should also just shut the hell up. That's also definitely a stance that you could have on the issue. Alright, well, let's see. So, what is going to be the angle here? I mean, at the end of the day, it's just going to be an engage by Renekton or a Sylas, onto which Nilah follows, and then a good Taric ultimate, and then just run over the Jinx at all cost. Ooh, Renekton going in, as the Taric ultimate will come out, will save Renekton, but after Renekton has flashed, and now there's no respect. Yeah, there's no respect for the red team anymore. Or at least they have to respect way less, as Renekton obviously used his flash. And the Taric ultimate was used, which is one of the biggest engagement tools. Which is one of the biggest engage tools here against the Jinx. So rather unfortunate situation there. Let's see if they can play around it. I mean, Jinx only had 3 items, so she hasn't really turned up either. I mean, there is the opportunity for Taric Ghost in, I guess, but since Taric doesn't have flash, you really have to wonder. Taric will definitely get out as, yeah. Red team a little bit too scared, as beautiful Sylas. No! Okay. Jinx still picked up, but beautiful Sylas play there. Binding her down with the Everfrost, locking her down. Dealing a massive amount of damage. Nice damage, Taric. Nice freaking damage. But I mean, Jinx goes down, and like, what do you gain from it? Do you get a Baron? I mean, maybe. Maybe. If you absolutely rush it, maybe. But odds are... No, actually, you don't even get it. Yeah, never mind. Baron Nashor... I was expecting Baron to spawn at like 30 seconds there, but no, that was like still 45 or something. Well, turns out that is not happening. The overwhelming Taric damage. I mean, yeah. The odds again, right? Of oh, you gotta be careful as Taric there. Alright, beautiful pickup by Taric. Kill onto Fiora picked up as well. Ooh, Victor will go down here. Yeah, 100% Victor. I don't know. I don't know why he's even there. I literally cannot comprehend. But kill picked up onto the Jinx and onto the Lulu, and that is an ace. Picked up here by Nilah, who was kind of just along for the ride, let's be honest. But yeah, with 2 minutes and 26 seconds still available. Yeah, the enemy team surrenders, and that is Taric jungle for you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome.